Hey Jack, how's it going?
Hey there, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you enjoying ETHIndia?
ETHIndia's been great. It's been extremely fun. So there's a ton of people here with a ton of enthusiasm. So I've enjoyed myself, and it's my first time to India, so that's also cool.
Woohoo.
So learning a little bit about the culture and
There you go.
meeting some people. Everyone's super friendly, and I've enjoyed it.
It's awesome to have you here. How are you liking the venue?
Venue's great. The auditorium was set up really well, and super efficient. Food's been good. So, yeah, from that standpoint, it's been great.
Awesome. So what's your first experience with Ethereum?
My first experience was Ethereum. I was into Bitcoin in 2013 or so, was when I first heard about it and read everything I could on it. And it made a ton of sense to me. And then thereafter, I started to learn about some of the alternative currencies. And then whenever Ethereum came out, I was a little bit late to the boat, so I wasn't into Ethereum until around 2015, whenever it was tradable and people were starting to build stuff with it, and there was the initial ICOs and so forth. Then, once I started reading about it, it clicked. The idea that you could put contracts that had then been off-chain on-chain was extremely exciting to me, and that they would be binding contracts, right, that were determined by the code that was decided beforehand. So the idea of taking it one step beyond programmable money and then being able to create use cases was enticing to me, and obviously a ton of other people.
What project are you working on now, and how did it get started?
So I'm working on a project called Polkadot. And it was started by Gavin Wood, who's co-founder of Ethereum and the initial CTO and protocol engineer. So he wrote the yellow paper and really understands Ethereum more than most folks, I'd say. And so he's taken that experience and understanding the limitations of Ethereum and wants to extend its capabilities. So he wrote a paper called the Polkadot paper. And now we're in the proof of concept series, so he's taking a similar approach that he did with Ethereum, and that there's a number of proof of concepts, each of them further along in development. So we're on number 2 of what will be about 7 or so proof of concepts. And so there's a test net with proof of stake from day one, with light clients support from day one, so you can actually use it in your browser without getting a MetaMask plugin or different things. So we're having a lot of fun kind of bringing more developers on board and helping them learn about it.
I don't really think you can sleep at night.
Yeah.
With that in your hands. What's the most exciting project that you've come across that's not yours?
Yeah, it's a good question. There's almost too many to just mention one. We were at the Decentralized Web Summit a couple weeks ago in San Francisco, and we held a track where we had a number of folks from what we call the Web3 stack in the giving presentations. And a couple standouts. One was Ocean Protocol, another one was the Blink Network, and then Clover is extremely interesting. So it's not a blockchain, and it's not doesn't have a token, but it allows individuals, enterprises to build blockchains very easily by tapping into other protocols like Polkadot, like Tezos, like Ethereum, like Tendermint. For that reason, anything that makes what we're doing more relatable and easier for people who don't have a background in these technologies to use is extremely enticing, because the way we win is bringing more people into the blockchain ecosystem. That's one of the reasons why Nifties or non-fungible tokens, cryptocurrencies was so interesting, is because it brought in artists and designers, all these people that were I don't really get the money Bitcoin thing, but I really like the idea of designing cats or something. So anything that makes it more usable, which Clover does a really good job of doing. It's led by the 2 folks from blockchain at Quorum, JP Morgan's blockchain unit, and they're really smart and driven and super aligned with everything we do at Web3.
What's the best thing that hasn't been built yet?
Yeah, that's another good question. I think the best thing that hasn't been built yet is an ability to easily build blockchains, but beyond blockchains, just decentralized systems where we can all decide the rules beforehand and then interact. So with Ethereum, it makes it easy to build smart contracts and then deploy decentralized applications. But I think taking that a step further to actually build fully integrated blockchains or non-blockchain structures where we can say, these are the rules to this interview, to this interaction. This is what we're going to do with the money we raise after the fact, whether it's distributed back to us or to the contributors. I think just innovating around governance systems generally would be what I think is coming next, I hope is coming next. And I think that'll allow us as a society to organize ourselves in different ways. And that's one of the fundamental reasons I got into blockchain.
Awesome. At ETHIndia, it seems like the hackers are curious about everything. They're hungry to learn about blockchain, about Ethereum, about digital currency, and whatnot. What are your experiences with the hackers?
Nothing but good. So I've been talking with a number of people here and of the hackers, and they just ask such poignant, thoughtful, informed questions. So a lot of the people I've met here, all the people I've met here, really are coming at this from a very knowledgeable place. So they've already got their hands dirty with a lot of these tools. They understand the limitations, and they're trying to build things to further the development of Ethereum and these different protocols. So I'm getting questions on best key management services, on why do I need to use MetaMask and download MetaMask? Is there other workarounds so I don't have to download multiple applications to use my DApp? So they're really taking a wholesome view of the ecosystem as it stands now and understanding that there's a lot of work to be done, and they're doing that. And it's great that you guys have organized this and given them a platform to collaborate, because I know it's sometimes difficult whenever you're just disparate nodes to actually connect together and share learnings and build stuff together, because that's where a lot of the innovation is going to come from, is sharing ideas and creating these platforms where people can work together. So I think you guys have done a great job building the community here so far.
Thank you. What's your favorite part about ETHIndia and Indian as a whole?
I'd say how friendly everybody is. So it's like, I feel like I could be friends with everyone I've met. And it's my first time to India, so it's definitely I'm going to be leaving here in a couple days with a warm feeling about the country and in my heart about the people I've met. So I hope to come back soon and do whatever I can and whatever Web3 Foundation can do to support the community here, because there's tons of smart people, tons of drip motivated folks that want to build stuff.
Yeah, we definitely want you to come back. So after ETHIndia, how do we keep the momentum going?
Yeah, so I mean the blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into this event show. First off, I mean the time people have spent preparing, whether they're attendees as hackers or they're organizers like yourselves. It's a well-run production that I've noticed. So if you guys are putting out events like this, I don't see how the momentum could do anything but compound. So doing things like you're already doing, but also I'd say continuing to bring in folks from all around the country, all around the region. And Shakti was telling me that 25 countries, people from 25 countries applied to hack here. So India's clearly on the map. So if you guys are throwing this high-level production in the future, I don't see the momentum stopping.
That's great to hear. It seems like everyone in the blockchain space is quirky.
Yeah.
What's your quirk?
Oh, what's my quirk? I mean, it's from my point of view, there's nothing quirky about me, but I've been told that there are things. I mean, I like really fresh linens. If I could get my sheets changed every day, I would, and probably never leave my bed. So that's one. I like a sweet tooth, I had my mom ship me some Airheads. So it's like an American candy that's like this leathery, chewy, gummy thing, and I really like those. Yeah.
Did you like all the desserts here this
The
weekend?
desserts here have been pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
some I've been hesitant to try, but the ones I've tried are really
Yeah,
good.
they were really good for a sweet tooth, I'm sure.
Yeah, totally.
So what's your favorite emoji?
Favorite emoji? I like those monkey ones. The ones, the hot ear, no. Those are cute. Yeah, I'd say the monkey ones are my favorite.
Cool. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a lot of fun.
Yep, awesome.
Cheers.
For sure.